Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Well Nerds podcast. This is episode number 52.
51.
This is episode
51.
number 51.
Yeah.
My name is Slater, and I'm here with Eric and Katlyn.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Dude, they don't need to know the numbers. They just need to know we're here.
You're just trying to get ahead of yourself right here.
You're trying to listen in order, dude.
I'm just trying to be in the future.
Yeah, you are. Hey, cool shirt, Slater.
Yeah, cool shirt, dude.
F extinction.
For people that aren't going to watch the video version of this, what are you wearing?
A t-shirt.
Mate, who designed that t-shirt?
I did.
Oh, good job, Slater. And how can we get one of those cool shirts that say F extinction?
Well, if you go to openseasco.com, you could check it out. There's actually only a few left, to be honest. There's like one in each size left.
Are you gonna make more if there's a
I'm definitely gonna make more of these, so you can continue ordering them actually. But I don't think I'm gonna make any more of the Southern Resident hoodie that I made, just because I wanted to do it like a one-off thing. Yeah, but I do have like 3 or 4 extras.
Of the hoodies?
Yeah, I think there's like a couple larges, 1 small, 1 medium, or 2 small, 2 medium, something like that. So
how much are the remaining sweaters?
how much are they?
Yeah.
$55. But 10% of it is donated to a organization of your choice. Kind of your choice, but they're like ones I pre-selected. But you can choose out of those ones that are on the list.
What if you have a friend who does a podcast with you who wants one of those? I'm just kidding.
Okay, I will just charge you the donation, the sweatshirt fee, and a $5 wearing it fee.
Which will still total $65.
And what's
Oh.
the
No shit, I won't charge you shipping. I'll drop it off.
Okay. What's the website again for the remainder sweaters, Slater?
Openseasco.com.
As you guys can see, Slater's the worst at self-promotion, so
I don't like doing it.
Make him do it.
It's so funny. Can I tell you guys a story real quick?
Yeah.
So when I first started selling photos on the boat, we used to print them out on the boat, and I would walk around, but I hated walking around being like, buy these photos. So I literally would have like the other deckhand do it, even though I took them, or the captain would tell them like, go down in the galley and check them out, the printed photos, and then later on go look at his laptop. But I would never get on the mic and be like, hey, I'm Slater, I took the photos, go down there and buy them. Like, I could never do it. Like, so someone's always sold like my photos for me, kind of thing. I just think it's weird to be like, you should buy my work.
do you remember
Even though it's not. I think it's actually probably not weird. I just made it up in my own head.
I remember like 3 years ago. Remember your dad came to visit? He walked
Oh
around.
my god, my dad's a little hustler.
Your
Oh,
dad's
was
a great
he selling
salesman.
the photo package for you
Yeah,
on the boat?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
he
you
was.
guys,
It was hilarious.
he used to do that in Newport all the time. He'd be like, did you guys see the photo? You have to go in the galley and look at the photos. Yeah, he should do that.
Oh, that's funny. So Slater's new venture as a side hustle is an apparel company. So hopefully he's gonna have some cool new designs cranking out on.
I'm actually working on a few right now. And then I'm working on like trying to set it up so that I can have like different organizations, not just for like killer whales, but for like turtles, and I'm gonna try to sharks and humpbacks, like because there's disentanglement teams. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way where you can donate to like each shirt you could go to different things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm kind of working on right now. But I think it's gonna take I'm leaving to Mexico for 17 days. So it's definitely going to be a little bit on pause while I'm gone, but then it'll be full blown like in the end of March.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I also have a job announcement update.
oh yeah, I actually told some people about it today.
What? You're telling everybody?
Well, Kate asked.
Oh, I didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Was she sad?
Well, she's like, so is Katlyn, or something about like coming to like work here, and I was like, I don't think Katlyn wants to come back to Monterey. Like, I think and I was like, by the way, she's actually moving to Cape Ann. So, or
Oh, did you want to say it, or did you want?
oh
Caitlin?
shoot.
So I accepted a job at Cape Ann Whale Watch in Gloucester for the summer season.
Yay!
Yeah.
Right whales, humpbacks.
And
Yeah. Say whales.
something about Gloucester, isn't that where
The Perfect Storm was filmed.
Yeah, that's where they leave from, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you could be like, on your right, the lighthouse. What did they say in the movie? That's
I
such.
don't know. They have like this harbor tour thing they do, so I'm gonna have to learn that
Oh,
when I get there.
really? And they
Yeah.
talk about that?
I don't know if they talk about that, but they talk about like there's a big tuna auction house and like a bunch of other stuff. So
There
I
was
think
a
there's-
boat. Yeah, there was a boat also kind of like out there. That's not the actual boat, obviously, that those guys were on, but like in memory of them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know there's like some sort of place you can go to that's like a museum that has all the fishermen that have died on the wall.
oh really?
It's
Well,
in the end of the movie. They show it like a clip of that place. It's like a
There's this
church or something.
on the seawall. I think there's a little memorial thing, and there's a fisherman statue. I've been by it before, but
If you haven't seen The Perfect Storm, it's a good movie about fishermen. All right, so you guys want to do whale reports and then talk about the things we heard whale or news related?
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, I went to Maui. We talked about that. Had a great time, and then I got back and I just got my camera repaired from Canon. So today was the first day back on the water with it, and we had 2 humpback whales. How many dolphins were there, Eric? I want to hear your number.
I probably for the white sides, I say close to probably 300 plus.
Okay, we said 300 whitesides, like 150. They said 150. I said 50 northern right whale dolphins.
Oh, there's definitely more than 50 Slater. They were
okay,
showing
so
really
then
well.
there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. There were some big groups of like 20 that were popping up.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably like I don't know what 500 plus dolphins maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So and then 2 humpbacks. It was a great day. Kate actually spotted the humpback from like more than 2 miles away, tail slapping.
Mm-hmm.
And it continued to do that a little bit when we got there. It was actually, and then they kind of circled the boat. I thought we were gonna have friendlies. You know how they just do that fast turn back towards the boat,
Yeah.
and it's just like you just like have that rush, and you're like, oh yeah, they're coming. But they didn't. They like actually, I think they just basically went down, went under the boat, popped up on the other side, and then but yeah, they popped up all around the boat in different areas. We just sat there, and then it's funny because it happened right as Kate said, all right guys, we're gonna go exploring, because she had got the call for the dolphins, and as soon as she said that, they like popped up right next to us like 3 times.
So Caitlin, me and Slater literally traded animals today. Kate spotted those humpbacks. Me and Danny spotted those dolphins, and we traded.
Yeah, we went past each other, and me and Danny, his captain today, waved to each other, but Eric was nowhere to be found.
I was too busy naturalizing.
I figured.
Yeah. But yeah, things were good for us in the Bay. What else happened before? Did we talk about the last killer whale visit from our last episode?
I think you did. You did.
Yeah,
was
with
when-
CHN.
I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk about something real quick. We saw a sea otter that was 6.8 miles from Moss Landing.
Wow.
Okay, it was 6.8 miles from Moss Landing, but it was only like 4.5 miles off of the beach. But it's like realistically, it probably didn't come from the beach. Like it's not gonna just come from the middle of like in between Marina and
Yeah.
Moss Landing. It could have, but I just don't think that that's what happened.
Yeah.
There is some data showing that the otters do move from Monterey to Moss Landing.
Well, offshore.
I don't know how far offshore, like that might have been really far, but the aquarium tracking program has seen that. I'll have to see if I can find it published somewhere.
Yeah, the males are definitely the ones that like to wander farther from the shoreline habitats.
Well, Kate kind of brought up a thing. She's like, maybe it fell asleep, because I've seen them sleeping in the harbor where they literally are sleeping and they drift right into the wall, and then like paddled back out, and then it would fall asleep and drift right back in. It did it multiple times one morning.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it could fall asleep and really drift out to sea like that?
It could. That's why they wrap themselves in kelp when they can.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I mean, I've been by a sea otter that was more than 4 miles from shore, out by like Point Joe, like off the 17-mile drive, and like I'm pretty sure we woke it up because it was in a kelp patty, but it was just floating, and so the boat like woke it up, and it started looking around, and it just had this look on its face like, oh no.
Yeah, so that's what I saw today. I do want to say that I went scuba diving for the first time in Monterey, and the life below the water along the rock wall is literally insane.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I could like, it was my first time diving in like 3 years, scuba diving. So I didn't bring a camera or anything. I just wanted to pay attention to like diving, and I wanted to go exploring. So like we went way out. We only went like 45 feet deep was our deepest, but we cruised around, but I could have sat and stared at one rock for like literally 1 hour. Like,
Yep.
and Brian, that's what me and Brian were talking about after we got out.
Uh-huh.
And so there was something I saw that was really cool, and it was bright orange. I guess it's called a feather duster worm.
Yeah.
And dude, you touch those things and they're like there's so many cool little things, invertebrates, like it's nuts. And then we saw a rock shrimp, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like this little like orangey shrimp, like just like you would like in Finding Nemo. That's like he spins him, like just looks like that. And he's standing on the rock, and he had like a macro lens for his GoPro, and we were taking photos of it. It's like just standing there, like I don't know. It was really cool. It's crazy. And then Brian didn't even notice, but we were looking at a kind of perch. I cannot think of it. Name some perch, Eric. Go.
Rubber lip perch, striped perch, rainbow
Maybe
perch,
I think it was
crossbar
rubber
perch,
lip.
red tail.
They get pretty big.
The biggest ones probably rubber lip and black perch.
Yeah, it was either black perch or rubber lip.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, between me and him, a cormorant swims down and is chasing after it, like right between us. He didn't even notice. The cormorant went down, went right between us, went up, and I was just like, whoa, like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, diving over there at the breakwater's convenient, yet there's so much life. So now you know why everyone's there that weekend during the weekends. Yeah.
Yeah, I asked if we'd go tomorrow, but he said the viz is like worse than when we went.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So Eric, is that your only? And then that's all I've saw on the bay. But did you go any more days than just today?
The swells have been so bad. This is my first day out. I'm looking at my log right now since the 29th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did want to mention something. So I've seen a lot in Adam Ernster's story, and then today, and then I think I might have seen a lot of balloons because of Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I know all of you guys have posted stuff in your stories, but like I posted something today on TikTok, and I said stop buying balloons, and this lady, or I don't know if it was a lady, someone wrote and said buy balloons, but don't let them go. And I was like, no, just like literally don't buy balloons, because it's not even that you're letting them go. I'm like, either way, it's a waste of plastic after the use is done. And so, yeah, I just thought that was kind of funky.
I always tell people that, like, if you really think about balloons, it's like you might as well give that person that $5 you spent for that balloon, because they can use that and buy something else that's more beneficial.
Yeah.
The balloon, it's like kind of a one-time use thing, and yeah.
I was actually not that long ago looking at an article about like balloon alternatives for party decorations. I'll have to see if I can find it, and like we could share it somewhere. Just because like I always challenge people to get creative and think of something, but sometimes people need a little kickstart of like how to brainstorm about how to decorate without them.
I know
because they are horrible.
Yeah, the girls at the Balloons Blow program, I remember they were always every now and then post up options, with stuff like that. I've seen that even for confetti. Have you seen how people are using the hole punches on leaves? And like that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, on leaves?
Yeah, it's like hole punch a leaf.
Is it illegal to start selling leaves? Might be a good business.
Slater, why are you picking up all those leaves? Nothing.
For my confetti business.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. Like after I was looking through after the whole balloon thing, I went and I looked up. Party City is a big one in California, and every single post on their Instagram, not to like rag on them or anything, but like every single post is someone holding a balloon or like 100 balloons, spelling out names and numbers and birthdays, and I was just like, dang, like it's crazy. Like I wonder what they like if they even notice,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've probably gotten emails before from people about it, but maybe not enough outcry to like think differently about it.
Can you imagine if if Party City was like, you know what, we're not going to sell balloons anymore, even though it probably, brings in a lot of their profit?
It'd be a big statement.
But it'd be such a big statement.
Although most of the things they sell in there are made of plastic, and it all ends up in single-use stuff. Like, the costumes, the wigs, the decorations, the plates, the cup. It's like that whole.
Some
store
people are good about saving costumes. Like I swear, my parents have had all the costumes forever. Like their costumes, even like they just have this huge bucket, and you can just like whoop up some stuff. It's like a thrift store,
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, balloons would be a big one because they end up in the environment a lot. I think I picked up my first one like 2 weeks ago. We don't actually see them very much in Maui.
Really?
At least not yet. I haven't really been here for any holidays that use balloons other than Valentine's Day.
Interesting.
Kind of feel like
graduation season, I feel like it's going to be a big deal, but I won't be here in the summer to see it.
Yeah, we've been picking up Valentine's balloons on a regular basis, and today we got a first baptism balloon. I've never seen those before. Got one of those.
Make balloons for everything.
Yeah.
I picked up some big marine debris the other day out of the ocean. We picked up a huge fishing net.
I saw that. I saw it today. Did you just post it today? But it said February 29th?
Yeah, because we send it to our social media department before we share it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you grabbed it this morning.
No, it was a couple days ago. And we saw the captain saw it like out of the corner of his eye. He's like, "What's that thing floating?" And we thought it was a manta ray because it was so dark at the surface and it was just like hovering there. And then we got closer and we realized it was a net. So I grabbed the gaff and went downstairs and picked it up. And luckily it hadn't been out there very long. There wasn't really anything on it. It wasn't very heavy. Mm-hmm. But we draped it across the front of the boat and it was like, I don't know, at least 15 or 20 feet long. And
so
then
it could have entangled a humpback easily.
Oh, it definitely could have wrapped up a calf or caused an issue for an adult too.
You know what's crazy is nets like that. You look at it, you're like, what would try to consume that? But have you seen like the photos of what comes out of sperm whales sometimes?
Oh yeah, like that.
Why would you eat that?
That's totally something a sperm whale would eat. That looks exactly like some of the stuff they pull out of their stomachs.
But it doesn't look anything like a squid.
Yeah,
but so it's laying all crumpled up, and so
it must be however it reads through their echolocation, because I think that's what they really base things off of.
Yeah, because it was like all crumpled and it was really only like 6 or 8 feet across and then like folded back on itself a bunch. And then when we picked it up, we realized how long it was.
Yeah. In fact, you guys ever been to the Marine Mammal Center over in Sausalito? They have that ghost net statue that's made of nothing but of nets that came out of a sperm whale that was washed up north. And it's just like, you look at it, you're like,
where is it?
Why would... over at the Marin Headlands, there's the main.
Is that where the blue whale is?
Oh no, where the blue whale is. Blue whale's in the plastic blue whale's in San Francisco. You talking about that one?
Yeah,
this is across the
Where's
Golden
Marine
Gate.
Headlands at? I'm gonna Google it.
On the north side.
Across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, okay.
I've seen pictures of it. I haven't actually seen it.
Oh, I know where that is. That's where you look out over at the bridge. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Further up, yeah. But
I didn't know there was a name for that place.
Yeah, they got a good little plaque right there telling you about where the net came from. You look at it, you're like like that came out of the inside of a whale. When you physically see it, you see pictures on the internet, you're like, oh no, that's bad. But when you see it in person, you're like, holy crap, that was ingested by an animal.
Yeah. So I'm glad we were able to pick that up out of the water, and we saw like. Right before we picked up the net, we saw like the best compod I've seen all season. It was like 14 whales.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Nice. Any more feedback about that whale that had the baby popping out?
Nope. No one's had any sightings.
Yeah, I talked to someone that filmed it while I was there, Emma, and she said that like when they left, the research boat from the sanctuary I think went out, and then they stayed with it until it was too rough, and that was it.
Yeah, no resights.
So
that was the last news, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, still nothing new.
Okay.
Oh,
so that's a bummer.
I did talk to. I was telling someone about I was telling people on the boat today, some passengers, about how we have never seen a birth, but that's the closest so far.
Yeah.
But then I was talking about how they like were able to idea, put it on Happy Whale so that if it does get resighted.
Yeah.
And then while I was doing that, I noticed some lady has 4,000 submissions. She's like the top contributor now, but I think I think she put it under her name, but all of them are tagged from like some organization in Alaska. But they have 4,000 IDs. Pretty crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, 3,953 to be exact.
I mean, that's cool. Ted's getting some big wins on the catalog.
It was all like the whole like
the whole chain.
Like Alaskan. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's awesome.
They were all it was cool to look at. So, yeah.
So, I also had some cool sightings other than that comp pod, and I'll probably look up more information about this behavior for the next episode. But I had a whale doing like tail sailing. Have you guys ever heard of that? So
yeah.
The females like fluke up, and then the wind, she's just catching the wind. She's been right by our harbor for like 3 days, and she does it like at some point during the day, every day.
Oh.
And her calf sometimes looks like it's nursing, but sometimes it looks like it's just playing around. And so I was reading briefly about it. It sounds like they've seen it in southern right whales fairly often, but not super common in humpbacks, especially not in Hawaii. But it has been documented since 2016 off and on as behavior by females. So it's usually associated with a female with a calf, and they think it's a resting, a nursing, or a thermoregulation behavior. So that was pretty cool to see. I did get a little video of it, so I'll try and share that maybe on the Whale Nerds Instagram story or something.
Now all those little theories you just have, is that from a paper, or is that just what people are thinking, the whole resting or thermoregulation?
This is just like a little blog write-up where they quoted Ed Lyman saying those things. But I'm going to try and I'm going to try and look it up, like see what scientific literature there is, and see if I can learn more about it, and then I'll report back to you guys. But that was pretty cool. I've seen the sailing thing like 3 times this season now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Caitlin, did you read? You said Ed Lyman wrote that?
Yeah. It was like a NOAA blog that they interviewed Ed for because they were on a drone.
Yeah, I saw a drone. I just Googled it and I saw it says through a NOAA permit they like flew the drone over, and it actually looks like a mom and calf.
Yeah.
I wonder you guys should ID it, because what if it's the same mom doing it?
It kind of looks like it, honestly. I'll have to look at my video. I haven't had my camera with me because it's been so rough the last few days, but I'll take it tomorrow and see if she's around again. I'll try and get an ID of her.
Like, this was in 2016. She easily could have had another...
Yeah, totally. It looks like similar flukes, but I can't say if it's the same whale or not right now because I only have a cell phone video. But she's been there for a couple days, and I'm supposed to be on all-day whale watches on Wednesday. So I'll take my camera with me my next shift and see if I can get a photo of her because she's been pretty consistent right there.
That'd be cool. Yeah, can't wait to see if you get that.
Yeah. And then a couple, like, kind of not whale-related things that I think are kind of funny. We've had such high winds that I have seen so many water spouts.
Oh, crazy.
Blowing 50. And we also had some huge dust storms on the ocean. It was nuts. Like, just all these fields were like all the topsoil was blowing off and blowing over the ocean. It was wild.
So it's all brown in the water? Or it sank already?
It sank out already, I think. But like, I wiped my face during the middle of the trip, and the paper towel I used turned brown.
Oh man.
Because we were getting covered in it.
Yeah, and you guys get that brownish red dirt too, so
yeah,
really,
that lava dirt.
It shows up.
Yeah, dude.
I was like at a spray tan.
The sand at that beach, Eric, you know where she takes you in Wailea?
Oh yeah,
the turtles.
It's like
that
muddy.
sand is like mud sand. It like sticks to your feet. It's brown.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like soft, but it's still brown.
Yeah.
Any target shark sightings lately, Caitlin?
No. Not that I know of. And actually, they were looking for one on purpose the other day. PBS was in the area trying to film one.
What?
No sight. Tiger shark. No sight. And then there was a fire on Kaho'olawe for like...
I got to see it.
Yeah, Slater saw it. It was burning for like 5 or 6 days. And luckily it rained this weekend, so I think it put the fire out because they couldn't send a fire crew over there to fight it because the undetonated ordnance is on the island.
Oh, so that's that little island that used to get bombed, obviously. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing is today I was home for the first time when they tested the tsunami system, and it freaked me out.
Is it loud?
Yeah. Well, not as loud as you would think it is, though, because the thing is right at the end of our driveway,
right?
Yeah,
it's the end of your driveway. Yeah.
And I was in the kitchen, and, like, there was no noise in the house. It was just me doing stuff in there. And I was like, what is that? And then I put my head out the window on the patio, and I was like, I think that's the tsunami siren. Should I be panicking right now? So then I looked up the Maui County, like, testing, and it's, like, the first working Monday of the month at 11:45 in the morning or something. They test it for 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, wow, I've just never been home when they've tested it.
At least you weren't there for that missile strike
Oh
alert.
my gosh. Yeah, no, I guess it was only 8 minutes of panic, but still, I'd have been like, I don't know what to do. I'd have been like calling my grandma and been like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like, I don't even know where to go.
Go kiss your ass goodbye. That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Eric's cussing on the podcast.
So my wife actually showed me something like I think it was like a week ago now. This photographer, Christian Lane Photography, photographed a pink manta ray.
Oh yeah, you told me about
Did you guys see it?
No, you mentioned it to me.
You saw it, Eric?
Yeah, I seen pictures of it, but I didn't read the whole.
So basically, this same manta ray was seen in 2015, and this was off the Great Barrier Reef. Jesus, I was trying to say Great Bear Rainforest. Off of Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and so 2 separate sightings of this. Pretty cool.
That's really neat.
And from what I looked up, I guess manta rays live about 20 years.
Oh wow.
What they think. So.
Uh-huh.
Wonder how old that manta ray is.
Is it like albinism or something? Is it like pink on the top too, or just on the underside?
It's just the underside. So just where all the white is pink.
So it just doesn't have very much pigmentation, I guess. It's just the skin's color.
Exactly.
Interesting. I also went to the Maui Ocean Center for the first time because we do an outreach station there, and they have this like 3D sphere thing that's all about humpback whales, and they have this 3D movie in there, and it's only 15 minutes long. It was so cool. They let me watch it, and like I swear you feel like you can touch the whale. And the sphere's like built 58 feet across, so the whales are life size above you.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
I didn't go there when I was there. Should have gone.
The whole room is like designed to emulate a humpback whale, and they had some really cool exhibits. They had like this wind turbine company in Canada has blades that are modeled after peck fins, and they had a sample of the blade.
Oh, I want to see that. I gotta take a look at that. I'll look it up later.
Send you guys a picture of it. It was really cool.
And that's a permanent exhibit over there at the.
Yeah, they said right now they have no plans to do anything different with the exhibit. They want to leave it as humpback whales.
So that'll still be there when I get there. Okay.
Yeah. You guys can all go with me next year because Pac Whale also said I could come back and have my job back next year. So that's the winter plan, is to go back to Maui.
Really? Who's gonna watch your apartment then when you're in?
We're gonna give it
a new one.
It's only a 6-month lease.
Oh, I can't watch it for you.
I mean, did you want to come when there's no whales in the summer?
I just want spam a Soupy.
I only use you for the whales.
Spam a Soupy and turtles.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be coming to visit me in Gloucester
I love it
instead.
So much.
And chameleons.
That's true. Chameleons are there.
Well, we all did do something this week, and we listened to John Ryan's talk.
Oh yeah.
It was really good.
About the soundscape in the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary.
That was awesome.
And let me tell you, Caitlin, because you weren't there, he brought his own speaker, and when the blue whale does the D-call, you can feel it. How crazy was that, Eric?
Yeah, it shakes your guts. It's pretty amazing.
No, dude, the whole room was like, and it's all, you know how it is, there's a bunch of older people in there, so they're probably like, whoa.
They're like, oh, I got to turn down my hearing aid.
Diane Glimpse emailed me later because I told her I watched it, and she was like, it shook the whole Boatworks building. She was like, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was really cool, honestly.
And he said that the blue whales, even though they're not the loudest cetacean out there, that they can probably hear each other from 900 miles away.
Yeah, I wrote that down. So
900 miles. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And they're saying sperm whales. They said sperm whales. Let's just say if the Earth was a solid sphere of water, they could probably literally communicate across the Earth. So that's how much louder a sperm whale is.
Yeah, they make this like call. They called, like, when I was in college, they told us it's called like a gunshot call, and like it's so loud that it can like break air pockets.
Yeah.
Inside animals.
Yeah. Well, remember Slater, we were watching I think even Kate was watching this video of that guy who was in the water with sperm whales, and one of his crew members accidentally put his hand in front of a sperm whale, and the guy's hand went numb for 4 hours.
Really? I'm pretty sure Ted Cheeseman told me one time, because they do that Dominica trip sometimes. He said a young one was clicking on him, and he said it hurt.
Yeah, they said that it literally like shakes everything in your body.
Yeah.
I bet it like burns or something, kind of.
I don't know, dude. It'd be like getting like pummeled, like, oh, that's crazy. So some other cool things I thought were really interesting that John Ryan said is that they hear humpback whale song 9 months of the year in Monterey.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have this theory. I need to email some people.
We talked about it.
I think that we're missing it when it comes to whale song. I think that the feeding grounds probably has a lot more to do with it than we realize. If they're hearing whale song 9 months of the year, come on. Like, it's not just a breeding ground behavior. It's like it's a seasonal behavior or something. I think we're missing a big
also
factor.
Another thing is that the blue whales are singing, they say. We're just not picking it up. So it's not like it hasn't been like what is that word, like publicized like it has with the humpbacks. Like hasn't been told, you know? Because no one's thinking about, you don't hear the blue whale. It's not like you can pick it up on just an average hydrophone. Yeah,
he said the peak is in November and they sing more at night. So there is a diurnal pattern to the blue whale bee call, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And actually it brings up a good point. Slater and I talked about this on the phone because he called me right after the talk, and there are a variety of whales that sing. Humpback whales, bowhead whales, blue whales, and minke whales all have been documented to sing. But humpbacks are the only ones that really ever get talked about.
Yeah, I know. What the heck's up with that? Humpbacks are just, you got to think about it. Humpbacks are in commercials. They're in, they're like icons for businesses. Like, it's because they're that whale that breaches. Like, if blue whales breached, we would talk about them a lot more. Or if we saw them, we would talk about them a lot more.
Yeah. Well, and I think that their song is the most audible to humans.
Yep.
And, like, humpbacks are the most cosmopolitan, so they're most easily sighted around the world. And then you can hear them when you're snorkeling, like in Hawaii and other places around the world. You can just put your head in the water and you can listen to them. So I think it's just a way more accessible animal and song. It's definitely easier for people to interact with. But yeah, that talk was awesome. That was so cool. It is recorded. I begged for it to be live streamed on Facebook, so everyone can actually rewatch it if you want. It's on the Monterey American Cetacean Society Facebook page.
You should have seen what Brian did to get that Facebook Live. He couldn't figure a way to mount the camera somewhere because he's like, Eric, I'm like, yeah, he's like, random questions, like, you would happen to have a tripod on you? I was like,
because I bought that little miniature tripod for myself when I was doing it for them.
And I was like, believe it or not, I actually do have a tripod in my Jeep. Out of all things I had in my Jeep, because I had the spotting scope with me. I was like, so that's how he got it for you. He was gonna
thank you.
He was gonna use his dive housing and his dive housing tray and set it up somewhere for you, but
he was trying to rig something crazy in there.
He's like,
and it wouldn't have even got past any of the people. Like, I don't know, he would have had to put it on someone's head.
Yeah.
Well, I really.
And then some guy had like a DJI mobile, so the guy, he hooked his phone up to that and then put that on the tripod, right?
My tripod, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we did a lot of work to get that to you.
Were you able to hear the talk pretty well?
Yeah, I could hear him. I just couldn't hear everything he was playing through the blue whale stuff. It didn't come through the speakers.
It won't go through the phone speakers because Slater actually tried. Yeah.
So I reached out to him because I told him I would really like after the talk, I went up to him and introduced myself, and I asked him if he would be willing to send me audible, like, our audio clips, so that I could put them with whales. And I was like, it'd be really cool to do like a blue whale one because no one's like heard this, probably not no one, but people haven't heard it,
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd send it, but it literally, like, they just wouldn't get you wouldn't hear it.
It doesn't come through the phone. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell everybody to plug their phone into a freaking sub and play this. But I'm hoping to get other. I haven't emailed them yet, but I'm hoping to get other like clips from other whales or something. That are audible, like maybe minke whales or something.
Yeah.
And do that because that'd be really cool.
Nice. Well, sweet. Yeah, so that talk was awesome, and I'm glad it's publicly available. So we'll try and find a way to share the link with everyone so that you can listen to it too if you want to, because It's one of the few places in the world where the hydrophone is accessible live all the time on the internet.
And was he the guy who you were communicating with when we had an earthquake incident?
Yeah.
Oh, it is him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I actually want to follow up with him about a few questions I had sent about how the sound moves through the canyon and everything. So, yeah, that's the same guy.
After that talk, Tim from Blue Ocean Whale Watch, he reached out to him and he asked him about he said, hey, in 2017 we were watching these killer whales attack a gray whale, kill a gray whale, and out of nowhere they were killing a sea lion. They killed a sea lion and then they killed a northern fur seal, and then
remember this.
They just took off and beelined it all the way north, and then they met up with 15 other killer whales, and they were feeding on a gray whale. So they literally and it was excuse me, I don't know how many miles, but it was more than 10 miles away. It was a big deal. They just took and they went straight and they didn't stop.
Yeah.
And they actually followed them out there. And so he asked if do you have that? And he sent him the 1 hour audio from that exact timestamp.
Wow.
And
well, they have it cataloged really good. They have to store that data really well.
Yeah, they're probably a lot more organized than me.
Did Tim listen to it yet? Is there anything?
I guess it's just a humpback vocalizing, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
But that humpback vocalization could mean something to the killer whales.
Uh-huh.
Well, he said the way that it is on Smooth Ridge, where the hydrophone is placed, that it really listens better to the south of it. So and where the killer whale stuff was to the north. So, I mean, you just don't know. Yeah. So, but yeah, isn't that crazy? Just it gets funny. Kate goes, well, now John and Tim are best friends.
Best friends.
But that's pretty cool that you reach out to him, and something that he talked about in the the talk that he gave was collaborating and just really trying to get this stuff out there.
Yeah.
Slater, you know what my favorite part of the talk was?
What? Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of little chuckles.
we all thought it was really cool. The whole everyone noticed it in the crowd. They're like, we love it. It's so cute.
He was so into what he was talking about.
It's like Harriet when she's like, "Are you with me so far? Am I making any sense here?" And then she laughs at herself.
Yeah, you could just tell he was super into his talk.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
It was really cool, man. Dude,
we can reshare the Soundscape listening room link too.
Okay.
I think we have it on our Podbean site already in the resources tab, but I'll double check that it's there.
Okay.
Because their website they went through a revamp and the link is on there. So
yeah. So a lot of good ACS has been doing a lot of good talks out there. Just it's almost like I wish they would push them more. There was a really good elephant seal one that was over with the San Francisco chapter. Was that's obviously far for us. And I know San Diego's been having a good ones too. So
some of the chapters have been getting better about live streaming, which is also pretty cool. I know I see Orange County and LA chapters every once in a while posting videos. So
really,
definitely good to like watch their pages, because sometimes all the talks are stored in their video tab.
San Diego, yeah. In fact, San Diego did. I think Stephen Schwartz actually talked the other day and was talking about what he actually ran across the border and did a talk and talked really quickly about the grays and the die-off and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. And trying to think.
And if you do go to the listening room, if we put that link and you haven't been there before, all of those calls from blue whales, killer whales, dolphins, all the different species are on there, so you can go listen to their samples, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you got that booming bass in your house and you want to click that blue whale and feel it, turn it up.
Totally.
It makes a huge difference. Yeah, the better speakers, the more you'll hear actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So a couple other pieces of whale news from last episode that I just wanted to follow up on. The fin whale stranding in Cornwall.
That one was sad.
I know. So the only information that's available is that the whale was spotted swimming in the morning by a few people. And then it washed up in the middle of the day, and then it got stranded at high tide. And then it was thrashing a lot on the shoreline, which is why it looked so beat up. They saw it thrashing for a while, and it looked malnourished, and they were worried that it was just basically crushing its organs under its own weight.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, it had stopped thrashing and it had stopped breathing. So they didn't actually euthanize it. It died before they had a good plan of action in place, and they were waiting for the tide to turn over. So that's all they know about it. I think they're going to try and do a necropsy, but I haven't seen any updates about it. The other one, which I was talking about, which was the killer whale that had been identified as part of the Icelandic population, was sighted off the coast of Lebanon.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
They now think that the killer whale that was sighted off the coast of Israel a couple of days ago is that same whale, and it's starting to look really emaciated.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. So, the last time they saw Riptide, which is SN113, in his normal habitat was June of 2018. Then him and his pod were spotted in Genoa, Italy in December of 19. And then I think he moved on to Lebanon by himself. And then there has been a male killer whale sighted off the coast of Israel this last Friday. And then they said it was about 1.4 kilometers from shore, so pretty close to shore. A boat was able to follow it and get some video, and they think it's likely that same whale, and he's starting to look really thin. So that's pretty concerning, and they think that obviously being in the Mediterranean, it's warm water, he's not finding the food that he needs. So we'll see what happens as he continues on his way. So that's not the happiest of news, but I did want to follow up with the information that I had. Orca Guardians Iceland on Facebook.
Yeah.
Seems to be cataloging the story best out of all the resources I've found so far. So that's where I'm at with that. And I found 2 volunteer projects / internships also to share with people. One of them is if you want to come to the summer Cape Ann Whale Watch program with me. So Jamie sent me the full internship description. She's going to be accepting applications until April 1st. And then you can start the internship as early as May 1st. And then it runs through the end of October, but it can be flexible based on your schedule. But basically what they do is they work with the naturalists to help accomplish the goal of educating passengers about whales and fostering a stronger appreciation and respect for whales in the ocean environment. Educators walk around the boat with hands-on teaching tools and educate the public about whales and their environment. Once the whale watch trip begins, the naturalist provides interpretive commentary while the interns collect data on whale behavior and identification for research. And the North Atlantic humpback whales are like known on a first name basis. So the photo ID project here is actually really cool because they know their whales like personally. And then it's 1 to 2 trips per day, up to 4 to 5 days a week. You do also have to, at some point throughout the summer, narrate the harbor tour as practice for your onboard education on the microphone.
That's cool.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
You get to learn the principles of interpretation, basic field data collection, and photo identification through the program. If you want to apply, email a cover letter, a resume, and 2 references to cawtablet@gmail.com, and that will be where Jamie's fielding all the applications. So
and you can just put Eric and Katlyn as a reference. I always do.
You'll be surprised. A few of our listeners actually personally know us. I'll be happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you know us, shoot me a message if you're thinking of applying. Because I'm going to be out there mostly working as first mate deck crew, but also fill in naturalists. And while I'm on deck, I'll probably be doing some of the education stuff too with the interns.
And like we told people in the very beginning, if you guys want to get into this field, you just gotta want it. You just gotta do it. There's not many paid internships out there.
Yeah, the Cape Ann one is volunteer. I think they do have a little intern fund that they try and, make things a little easier if they can, but it's definitely no significant amount of money. So you do have to be able to finance yourself out in Gloucester for the summer.
How long is it? Oh,
it is a really cool program. May to October, but it's flexible based on your availability. So.
And we're gonna get more details on this. Was this a Marman one or did you?
This was, I don't know if they posted it on Marman, but Jamie sent me the full description. I have it as a PDF, so we can try and make that available somewhere. And I'll see if she sent it on Marman. I know they still have about a month to accept applications, so.
Okay.
I'll tell her to.
So there's no website for this Marmam?
No. The Society for Marine Mammalogy runs it, though.
Okay, so where do you even sign up for that at?
They don't have I think the directions are on the email.
Yeah, you just Google.
You can Google this something.
Yeah, and it's through the University of Victoria. Honestly,
Victoria, yeah, it's UVic.
It honestly looks shady at first, but trust me, it's legit.
I can send you the directions later.
Yeah. Oh wow, this looks like a Google like.
Yeah, doesn't it? It looks shady at first, but it's totally legit, and
it looks like sciencey is what it looks like.
It doesn't even look sciencey. It looks like someone made it with their AOL 3 minutes disc, and
I'm putting Margot's email.
They wrote their own HTML for it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It looks like a certain Whale Watch company's website. Oh, nothing.
Okay, the other thing that I found as a volunteer citizen science-based project is in Alaska. It's the Alaska Beluga Monitoring Partnership. The website is akbmp.org, so Alaska Beluga Monitoring Project.org. And they need volunteer citizen scientists to contribute to their monitoring efforts in Cook Inlet, which is a highly threatened population.
I know where that is.
Belugas. And through their website, they have all the information about locations and dates, and you just scroll on the homepage and just click Get Involved, and it'll take you through the process of signing up to be a volunteer. They also do, looks like they do some workshops, and they do publish their information on their website. So if you're in the Alaska area and you want to volunteer and monitor belugas, that sounds pretty cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. Belugas are on my list.
Sign me up for both.
Belugas are still on your list, Caitlin?
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet.
Belugas, leatherback turtles, duh. Hey, guess what? Remember the laptop, Eric, that had those photos of killer whales on it, the one you have?
I literally think I'm using it right now.
Yeah, that laptop, the killer whale photos, I looked back through them, and then I sent them to someone, and I sent them to Elisa, and asked her, because she was on the boat that day, and it was CA-27s.
Oh, I've seen them. Mm-hmm. They're not very often cited, but I've seen them.
Yeah, I sent it with the words, this was from 2017, and she wrote and said, oh my God, I thought you saw them today. She was like, I was like, no, but that's pretty, I didn't even know, at that time, I literally didn't even ID any whales. Besides, I knew the CA-51s, that was it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool to look back and find a big old pod. It was a big pod of killer whales that day. Probably 2 families. Yeah.
Sweet.
So that was cool. 4/17/17, I think it was.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kaylin, you probably were there too.
No.
Why not?
That was when Discovery first started, and I was in the office all the time.
No. Sorry. No, you weren't. You were on the boat that day. This was before. Oh, maybe it was 15. Sorry, 16
15 or 16. It was probably 16.
16. It was 4/17/16.
And I definitely was on the boat.
You were on the boat because it was the day that my wife was on the boat, and she was really, really tired because she wanted to go in because it was way past
that was the
time
day.
to go in.
Is that the day you guys kind of got kidnapped?
It's the day I got my sunset breach.
Yeah. That was 16.
Yeah.
That was right before you moved.
Yeah, it was definitely. I didn't live there yet.
When you moved the first time?
Yeah.
Definitely what got me hooked though. That and how many humpbacks you could walk across the humpbacks that one year.
Yeah.
It seems like we're so spoiled. It seems like it's always like that here.
You know what, Eric, I think is going to happen? This March is going to be incredible like last March. The residents are going to come down again.
Yeah.
There's going to be northern right-whale dolphins and whitesides and humpbacks feeding in blue water every day. They're going to be like, hey, come out here. Watch me do my thing. And then the gray whales are going to come by, and then the killer whales are going to come like this. Boom. They're going to collide.
Hey, except last year was slow for killer whales because the gray whale migration was not very good.
Caitlin, you just cut it right there. I said it's going to be a great March. And I didn't even get to April yet. April's going to be phenomenal.
Slater, do you think the humpbacks we saw today, since they were so big, do you think they never
were
left?
bigger?
got here do you think they never left, got here early, or leaving late?
Well, Brian said he had 2 humpbacks off of Santa Cruz. Did he say if they were bigger or smaller? Do you know?
His were small. He had one literally right in front of the wharf. I've always wondered the humpbacks we see like in the off season. I'm like, are you late, early, or you've been here year round? And these were some big ones.
They were big. We were talking about it today. I remember we were talking about how these were bigger ones.
I'm working on the IDs right now, so hopefully someone has seen.
I did get an ID because the one did a tail throw. So
all white one?
No, it was just black with little whites.
Dude, the rest wouldn't fluke. That all white one kept on fluking, but I think the second trip I got the rest.
Wait, you had more than 2?
Yeah,
I know there was we saw some further out, but we didn't get to those.
When we all left, they kind of joined up together. Lizzie said she possibly had about 10 in the area.
What? So humpbacks.
Dude,
think about it. We had there's possibly 10 humpbacks in the bay right now. Santa Barbara had 15 the other day or something.
Mm-hmm.
So what? They're coming home.
Also, there's been some really cool bird sightings in Monterey. You guys haven't said a word about them.
Yeah, what? I saw a Lebanon today.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm so bummed because in the middle of my live video, a black-footed albatross came by, and then a fulmar landed right in front of my feet.
Did you see Scotty Schmidt's sighting of the short-tailed?
Yeah, the juvenile short-tail. Yeah.
No,
so cool.
I was really bummed because Kate told me that Eric and them saw the liaison, and I was really hoping that we were going that direction, Eric. That I was gonna maybe see.
Yeah, it was going towards the dolphin.
Yesterday.
They had 3 flying around one of the boats middle of last week or so. So yeah.
See, I would have rather saw the liaison than the black-footed albatross.
So here's my total flying by the seat of my pants, so to speak.
Whatever that
says. Theory about that short-tailed albatross. So Scotty and I were talking about it, and it's in first cycle plumage. And last year, the short-tailed albatross pair at Midway successfully fledged their own chick. So I think a first cycle bird flying all the way out to California may have launched from there as opposed to Japan, where the other breeding island is. That's my theory. So it could be that chick from last year. It had his feet tucked up, so it didn't have a band on it. So there's no way to confirm it. But a first cycle bird that rare coming all the way across the Pacific or just halfway?
At that age, yeah.
Yeah, at that age.
Never thought of it that way. Yeah. And then, that brown boobie's pretty consistent too. So today was
that was going to be my other question.
You saw one today?
Yeah, it's been on the breakwater. Yeah, for days. Weeks.
Yeah, oh man, I probably swam right past it. Didn't even look.
Yeah, seriously, you probably did. That was going to be my question, Eric.
It's on the inside. Yeah, been seeing it. It's been fairly consistent, almost in the same spot. Like today, for 2 trips, it was on the same rock. Looks healthy.
That looks like a juvenile bird too.
Yeah, it's not a mature brown booby. It's a younger one. Yeah, it's still kind of that grayish color instead of the actual brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then
I think we saw either a Sabin's gull or a
Bonaparte's.
Yeah, but if the Bonapartes lose that black head, I don't know if it was.
Right now everything still has. There's kittiwakes out there that almost look like young.
This thing, because it was weird, it flipped and it was all white, and I was like, "What the heck is that bird?" And then it was oh, it's a gull, but I didn't know what kind.
Yeah, and now with the Lasons being around the area, every extra large gull's been catching my eye the last few days. Yeah, I got a shot. In fact, I'm doing IDs right now, so I'll see if I got a decent one.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Awesome, dudes. I just want to say thanks to our new Patreon follower. Did I say that last episode? We have a new follower.
Say it again.
Yeah, thanks for following us. And we're going to share the video from this on there. And then we're going to try and find some ways to get those links out to you guys. Instagram's not necessarily the best platform for it. But we do want to start sharing our resources with what we've been researching so you guys can look up the information yourselves too. So we'll keep you posted on how we're going to do that.
I think you said you may start using the Facebook.
Yeah, we do have a Facebook page, so let me see if we can get access to that and start sharing there.
We have access, just I do. I just have to.
Do you? You were sure earlier.
I get the notification all the time.
Bro, send me the thing. And then I'll look at our Patreon resources page and see if I can update some things in there too. So yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna try and get you some more info and more ways to connect with us and connect with information.
Thank you guys for listening. make sure to follow the Facebook because Caitlin's gonna start updating it.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening, and thanks to all the people who've been reaching out to us. And yeah, if you guys are whale watching's picking up a little bit everywhere, so yeah, come down and visit us, say hi. We don't bite. Oh yeah, Slater, the worst self-promoter ever. Check out Slater's shirts at what account again?
Yeah, the Instagram is Open Seas. If you guys want to check it out, and the link is in the
Open Seas Co.
The Instagram, yeah, Open Seas Co. I don't even know my own.
And it all goes to a good cause, right, Slater?
Yeah, it's 10% or
10%
of the like the whole thing instead of just a profit. So yeah, more than just a profit is going to it, which is cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.